Hey guys, Kev here, and I want to do an overview on the Arcane Designs Abyss prototype. So I wanted to be able to show you guys this guy up close since some of you may have pre-ordered this already. Now the pre-order has closed as of today, November 2nd, so if you didn't get one, I apologize. I tried to give you warning by posting a short. I posted on Instagram. Plenty of other people did the same thing. But there's always the possibility that the pre-order opens back up at some point, or like always, once these come in, you can always get one on a drop. Now, I do want to say that's not my favorite thing about a lot of these pre-orders, because you notice that I'll spend the money up front and then I'll wait 6 months. I'll get my knife, and then a week later they'll do a drop where they have like 100 of them, and anybody can just buy one for the same price I paid. And so anyway, if you're watching this, Israel from Arcane Design, I love Israel. He's a great dude. I met him at Blade Show. I've chatted with him a bit. If you're watching, I would implore you, maybe if you do have extras and you do a drop, you do a drop after these come in, just increase the price by 20 bucks or something, or give the people who did the pre-order something extra in the package. It could be something very stupid and dumb, like some kind of a card or something, but like there needs to be a reason to pre-order, other than to know that you have your knife, right? I get that. That part is cool, and I get that could be the answer for a lot of makers to say that, well, you're securing your spot. I get that. But it just sucks. It happens a lot, and I'm not saying that Israel does this and he's the only one or whatever. And of course, for the most part, my assumption is he has to order a certain number of these. And if there aren't enough pre-orders to fill that, he still orders that many, and then he has those extra. And inevitably, when the knife drops, there's a bunch of people who didn't know about it, or like, oh my God, now I got to get one. And then it's like, now I don't have any to sell you. So it's good when this happens. And then you also have people who drop out of the pre-order because they didn't have the funds or whatever to pay the other half, or they had to drop out. I don't know why. And he's going to have those extras as well. So he has to sell them, which I totally understand. I just, I wish it would be at a little bit of a higher price, or you got something extra with your pre-order. That's all. And again, not just talking about Arcane here, so please don't go telling Israel I'm calling them out or something. I'm literally talking about every single maker right now who's doing pre-orders. It inevitably happens every time I get a knife in from a pre-order. The next day I see, or even before it gets delivered to me, that's the worst, when you maybe get the shipping information for your pre-order that you waited months for, and then that day you see on Instagram they're going to have a drop in a week for that knife at the same price. And it's like, well, why did I give you my money that far in advance, All right, I'm done bitching. Anyway, this is the Arcane Design Abyss, and after all that, I am so glad that I pre-ordered this. There's going to be some awesome changes done to this that's going to make me even happier. Some of the things on this prototype are borderline deal breakers for me personally, and luckily they're all being addressed. It is a flipper knife. Got your classic Arcane Design type flipper on here. I'll go over the knife up close in a second. And then you have this fuller right here, which will be flickable. Hopefully left and right-handed, definitely right-handed. They're beefing it up so you can get in there a little better and flick it. That was the best one I ever did. Yeah, I was going to say, there we go. I was going to say, I had a hard time getting it before that. The ergonomics are absolutely astounding. My favorite ergonomic knife from Arcane Design thus far, and I really enjoyed the crawler. And the Necronaut was pretty good. I'd say that from the first knife, the Necronaut, to this one, and I'm going to talk about Arcane Design specific knives. He did do a collaboration called the Antimatter, which is pretty cool, but it's a very different knife, double-edged dagger flipper thing. From the beginning, the Necronaut, then the Crawler, and now the Abyss. Like, just imagine them, right? I wish I still had my Necronaut and a Crawlers. I've had one Necronaut and 2 Crawlers. I did sell them. You know how it is, guys. I just need to move stuff to bring more things in. Sorry. Something is rattling. It's really pissing me off. All right, got it. I got to move things to bring other things in, and not everything is perfect for me in terms of it's right-handed and whatever. So, like, I don't have them anymore, but I very much enjoyed those knives. But from that evolution, it's just, they get better and better. And I'm not saying the Necronaut wasn't good. It was still a really good knife. I am going to flip out. All right, sorry. All right, no more rattle. It just has gotten better and better to the point where now this knife just melts in my hand. Literally melts into my hand, and my thumb lands perfectly at the end of this jimping, and I'm just so comfortable in this grip. It is amazing. And one of the changes is this is going to get 1 millimeter thicker, which is not much of a difference, but it's just going to fill my hand out even more and make it more comfortable. So that is awesome. All right, up close look. This one is the Stonewashed Handle version, so it's gray, Stonewashed Handle. One of the changes is that all of the hardware is going to be black PVD coated, so just imagine that. Another change is this is going to be on the inside of the backspacer. That's where it was supposed to be. It was a miscommunication. The one I ordered is black PVD handled and then satin blade. So you have versions with this gray stonewash. You have this two-tone. You have a stonewash. You have a PVD satin, a PVD stonewash. Sure, you have a stonewash satin. And there's all different versions, but that's the gist of it right there. Here's that stonewash working our way up. This unbelievably awesome blue pivot collar. If I had to choose a color for these pivots to be on all of his knives, it would be this blue. I would have loved that off the bat from the Crawler, the Necronaut. You know, the Necronaut had red pivot collars and the Crawler had brass, which is awesome. But this blue is amazing. Go into this blade. You can see the satin flats. And there's your Arcane Design logo, which I love. Goes into this PVD two-tone blade. It is a Tanto with a compound grind. So you have a hollow back here and a flat up here. Another one of the changes is this fuller is going to get deeper and maybe have a little more of a sharp corner there. So maybe not sharp, but something that'll catch your finger better, so that you can deploy it with the middle finger a lot better. The detent is also going to be lightened up a little bit to work with the middle finger and flipper. Right now it's dialed for a flipper, and it's maybe on the heavy end. Look at the top of this blade, just absolutely gorgeous. Goes into this tip, this Bowie, what did somebody call it? It was hilarious. I forget what he called it. Some kind of a mix between Bowie and Tanto. But it was funny. I can't remember. I gotta look in the comments. But you have a Tanto, so Japanese style Tanto, but then you have a clip point and you also have like an American Bowie style. It's just cool. There's the spine. This jimping is another change. This is going to be basically, I think these are going to be shallower, so it's less, it's not going to bite you as much. It's very, very rough jimping. Honestly, that doesn't even bother me. I like some good jimping like that. So could I do for it to be a little less sharp? Yes, but it doesn't bother me all that much. There's the rest of the spine. Again, 1 millimeter thicker, so 0.5 millimeter on each scale. You'll barely notice it. Here we'll see the clip side. Again, all hardware is going to be PVD coated. This clip is going to actually be backed up a little bit, and then it's going to be elongated a little bit. So it's still going to come out to this point right here. This is going to be less sharp, so it's going to be more around, knocked down all around on the clip, and it's going to be a little longer and go back a little farther, so it's going to sit deeper in the pocket. I did carry this a couple times already, and I had no issue with it being too shallow or anything, so a little more deep carry, awesome. Cannot complain. There's your relief cut. And we have the pivot collar on this side. And here is your Abyss logo right there. He always has a logo for the knife and for his company. I love that. And we're back out to the tip. And then we can take a look at the lockup. Excellent lockup. And that's about it. You want to see the pivot? There's the pivot. Decent stop pin. We're on ball bearings, obviously. And here's that flipper tab. This jimping I thought was a little rough at first, but I think my finger may have just been sore from something, because since that first day, I have not noticed an issue with that at all. So there's your close-up look at the Arcane Design Abyss. And what I was talking about with the flipper action is, right now it's dialed for the flipper tab. Like, I can't fail this if I tried. And what they're going to do essentially is lighten that detent just a little bit. I pinched it. I mean, you can fail anything by pinching it. But you can push button this. You can light switch it. Excellent. But they're going to lighten it up a little bit, so that way you can get into that fuller. That fuller is going to be a little deeper, so you can get better grip, and you're going to be able to flick it. Now, right-handed again. I can do it. There we go. You can reverse flick it pretty easily right-handed. I think right-handed people are going to have a better time. Left-handed, I have not been able to get it. So even, this is my concern with this knife as a lefty. Even though the clip, it seems long enough that I can get on the clip and on the fuller, I still am either putting pressure down right here on the lock bar, like the clip isn't wide enough or come over enough here or something, or I'm just not getting enough grasp onto that fuller, and I'm not able to really tell if I'll be able to flick it. But it seems like even with the updates, I don't think it's going to work lefty. We shall see in the long run. This detent is very stout right now, so it could just be that. But I mean, even if I climb up here where I'm not putting pressure, I just can't get it. So we shall see what happens with the detent and everything. And is it a deal breaker for me if I end up getting the production knife and I can't reverse flick it lefty? I think I had been saying no, but ultimately I know in my heart of hearts, if I can't reverse flick a knife that's supposed to be able to reverse flick, it's gonna bug me. So here's to hoping that that does work out. And you know, worst case, it's not the end of the world. You just might have a few lefties who aren't super, blown away by the knife, right? Rather than having some righties upset. So I don't think it'll be a big deal for Israel. Oh, Jesus. Man, I'm just knocking shit all over the place. I don't think it'll be a big deal for Israel either way, but I do hope that it works. And because it would be awesome, because I really, really love this design. It really has just, like, I don't know, ever since I saw it for the first time on his Instagram, I've just been like, yes, I need me one of those. It just seemed like the perfect Arcane design knife for me. So I'm hoping that's what it ends up being. The closing action is not exactly drop shut. Again, the detent is going to be lowered a little bit, which means lightened a little bit, which means this lock bar pressure is going to lighten up a bit, which means it'll probably be more of a swing shut. Probably at the worst, a shaker on the production model, right? So I don't think that'll be an issue. Are there any other changes? I think I hit all of them. There's like 8 or 9. I hit the major ones, I think. And anybody can leave a comment below if you know any other ones or whatever. But that's kind of an overview. of the Arcane Design Abyss prototype. Oh, back here, right here, it's sharp. And that's literally just, I don't know why Riot didn't knock these down. Must have been his drawing or CAD or whatever had it sharp on the corner here, and they just left it. Because common sense would have told me, if I'm the manufacturer, we need to knock this shit down right here. But that will be knocked down, so that's not a big deal. I think that's all of them, if I'm not mistaken. So, yep, that's the Arcane Design Abyss. Very grateful to Israel for letting me check out the prototype. It's awesome. Always love doing that. Just lets me get a little behind the scenes and kind of, you know, for me, it's like I pre-ordered this before I got the prototype. So for me, it's kind of like a little treat to be able to check it out a little early and just maybe appease my pre-order syndrome a little bit, you know. So yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this knife. Let me know what you think about Arcane Design. Have you met Israel before? Can tell you the dude is awesome. And hope you guys have a great day. And I will catch you later.